Hello, my name is Moses Aprildo Jericho Sitinjak from 6IC Management. Today, I will explain about buying decision process. Let's get started. Organizational buying refers to the process by which businesses, institutions, and governments acquire goods and services to be used in the production of other products, resale, or internal operations. Unlike consumer purchasing, which is often emotional or impulsive, organizational buying is driven by rational objectives such as efficiency, profitability, and strategic alignment. Sheth, 1996, Webster and Wind, 1972. Differences with consumer markets. 1. Fewer, larger buyers. Business markets are typically dominated by a small number of large buyers who purchase in bulk. For instance, a few major automakers account for the majority of purchases in the tire industry. This increases the importance of long-term relationships and strategic selling. 2. Close supplier-customer relationships. Because of high transaction values and complex needs, B2B relationships are often built on trust, collaboration, and customized service. Key account management, KAM, and strategic alliances are common practices. 3. Professional purchasing. Organizations use trained procurement professionals who apply analytical tools, procurement software, and vendor scorecards to make informed decisions. 4. Multiple buying influencers. The decision-making unit, or buying center, includes various roles such as technical experts, financial officers, and operational managers. This creates a multi-layered, and sometimes political, buying process. 5. Multiple sales calls. Selling in business markets requires multiple meetings to identify needs, present solutions, negotiate, and close deals. The process can last weeks to months depending on the complexity. 6. Derived demand. Business demand stems from final consumer demand. For example, a rise in smartphone sales increases demand for microprocessors and screen components. 7. Inelastic demand. In the short term, a change in price has little effect on business demand. Companies will still need essential inputs to maintain operations regardless of minor price fluctuations. 8. Fluctuating demand. Small changes in consumer demand can lead to larger changes in demand at the business level, a phenomenon known as the bullwhip effect in supply chain management. This can lead to inefficiencies such as excess inventory, stockouts, and poor customer service due to distorted demand information. 9. Geographically concentrated buyers. Buyers in certain industries may be clustered in specific areas, e.g. Silicon Valley for tech, Detroit for automotive, affecting marketing strategies and logistics. 10. Direct purchasing. Organizations often prefer direct relationships with manufacturers to ensure quality control, customization, and better pricing, minimizing intermediaries. In business purchasing, not all buying decisions are the same. The complexity of the need, the level of risk, and how frequently the purchase occurs all influence the type of buying situation. Generally, there are three main types of buying situations commonly encountered in business markets. 1. Straight rebuy. A routine reordering of standard items from approved suppliers. It typically involves minimal decision-making. 2. Modified rebuy. Occurs when the buyer wants to modify product specifications, prices, terms, or suppliers. It requires more evaluation and involvement. 3. New task. A first-time purchase of a complex product or system, involving extensive problem-solving, evaluation, and negotiation. It carries higher perceived risk. In organizational buying, decisions are rarely made by a single individual. Instead, they involve a group of people with different roles and responsibilities, collectively known as the buying center. Introduced by Webster and Wind in 1972, the buying center concept highlights the collaborative nature of business purchasing. Each participant plays a unique role in influencing, approving, or executing a purchase decision. Understanding these roles is crucial for marketers and sales professionals aiming to navigate and influence the organizational buying process effectively. 1. Initiators. These are the individuals who first recognize a problem or opportunity that requires a purchase. Example: The sales manager notices that the current system is outdated and inefficient, so she raises the need for a new CRM software. 2. Users. Users are the people who will actually use the product or service on a day-to-day basis. Their feedback can shape the product requirements. Example, the sales and customer service teams, who will use the CRM daily, provide input on what features they need to better track customer interactions. 3. Influencers. Influencers provide expert opinions or recommendations that help shape the purchase decision, especially on technical or functional aspects. Example, the IT department evaluates several CRM options and recommends one based on compatibility with the company's existing systems. 4. Deciders. These individuals have the authority to make the final purchasing decision. Example, the company's operations director decides which CRM software to buy after reviewing all the inputs. 5. Approvers. Approvers are senior managers or departments, often finance or legal, who must formally authorize the decision before the purchase is made. Example, the finance department reviews the budget and gives final approval to proceed with the purchase. 6. Buyers. Buyers are responsible for the actual purchasing process, including contacting suppliers, negotiating prices, and managing contracts. Example, the procurement officer negotiates the contract terms and finalizes the deal with the chosen CRM vendor. 7. Gatekeepers. Gatekeepers control the flow of information within the organization and between the company and potential suppliers. They can influence who gets access to decision makers. Example, the executive assistant screens meeting requests from CRM vendors and decides which proposals are forwarded to the sales manager. In business, buyers look for the best value. This means getting the most benefits, like good quality, support, and savings, for the money they spend. They are more likely to buy when they feel the benefits are greater than the costs. That's why marketers need to clearly explain why their product or service is better than others. This is called framing, showing the product in the best way so buyers see all the advantages. Step 1, Problem Recognition. The business buying process starts when someone in the company notices a problem or a need that can be solved by purchasing a product or service. This need can come from internal factors, like a broken machine that needs new parts, a plan to develop a new product that requires special materials, or dissatisfaction with a current supplier. Step 2, General Need Description and Product Specification. After recognizing a need, the buyer moves on to identifying what kind of product is needed and in what quantity. For simple, standard items, this step is quick. But for more complex items, the buyer often works with other departments like engineers or actual users to decide on specific features such as quality, durability, or price. Step 3, Supplier Search. After identifying their needs, buyers begin searching for the most suitable suppliers. They may use trade directories, recommendations from other companies, trade advertisements, trade shows, or the internet. Online purchasing is becoming increasingly important and is changing how companies buy goods and services. Step 4, Proposal Solicitation. Once the company has defined its needs and technical requirements, the next step is to invite qualified suppliers to submit written proposals. These proposals explain how each supplier plans to meet the company's needs, including product details, pricing, and services. After reviewing the proposals, the buyer will typically invite a few selected suppliers to give formal presentations. Step 5, Supplier Selection. To create strong value propositions, clear statements of why a customer should choose their product, business marketers need to understand how buyers judge value. Research has shown there are several ways companies assess customer value. Step 6, Order Routine Specification. After a company chooses a supplier, the next step is to negotiate the final order. This includes details like the technical specifications, quantity, delivery time, return policies, warranties, and more. Step 7, Performance Review. After the purchase is made and the supplier begins delivering goods or services, the buyer regularly reviews the supplier's performance. This step helps the company decide whether to keep working with the same supplier or make changes. Thank you for listening, hope you have a good day.